Hi guys, we're back again for another video. My name is Nick, this is my wife Steph, and we are being Disney dreaming. Today we're going to do like a little story time video all about our engagement story. So at the end of April, it actually marked 5 years since we first got engaged. So we put a little like poll out on Instagram to see if people wanted to hear our engagement story, and a lot of people said they wanted to, which was a nice surprise.
That's quite sweet.
Yeah, it was nice to get a good response. So yeah, we thought we would delve into the details and story of our engagement. We actually got engaged in Disney World on our first trip together back in 2016. We were pretty young, weren't we?
Yeah,
younglings. So I was 23 and you were just 22 at the time.
Yeah. I think you just turned 22.
Yeah, so we were, I guess quite young in the grand scheme of things, but when you know, you know. So
nice lesbian spoiled.
Well, yeah. So especially because we got engaged at Disney, we thought it would be quite a fun little story to share with you all. So Steph is actually the one who proposed and did all the planning and made it all happen and possible. So I will let you crack on.
Okay. So once upon a time, there were two little lesbians living in a world called Southampton. No, I'm kidding. So basically, Nick and I moved into your mum's house. This is where it all started, and we were literally living in a room. So we had all of our stuff from our old flat into this one room, and we'd booked to go to Disney. Now, we'd been together since 2013, so we'd been together for I think 2.5
years.
Yeah, and I knew she was the one, obviously. And when we decided we were going to go to Florida, I thought, well, I'd love to be able to propose in Florida. Is it too soon? I don't know, but it feels right. And so I thought, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in Florida. And so the planning started. So being in a room with Nick, it was quite difficult. I couldn't really keep anything in the room because Nick finds anything. She's so observant. If anything was out of place, she'd be like, what's that? Like if there was a receipt for a ring or anything like that left out, because I'm also really clumsy, so I'd probably leave something like that out. So I improvised. Now, I had this idea in my head that I really wanted to make a ring box to propose to Nick with. So I had this idea of creating the adventure book from Up, and I wanted to make it out of wood, and I got really creative, but I couldn't do that at home because Nick was there. So what did I do? I did it at work.
And you're typically not a woodworker.
I work for a building society. I don't really know anything about creating things. I get quite impulsive, and if I have an idea, I have to see it through. So on my lunch break, I would start making this ring box. So all of work were in on it. They all knew that I was going to propose. This was back when I was working in a branch, same company but a long time ago, and we all had lockers, and we'd go upstairs for our lunch. So in my locker I had wood, glue, paint, scissors, a saw. Now I think about it, I'm like, I really should not have had a saw at work. That's like the worst thing, but I did. And everybody at work would be like, right, how are you getting on with it? How's it going? Or let me show you what we've done so far. And it was just a really nice experience, and you had no idea. And everyone at work were just talking about it. And I was getting more nervous the more I made this box, and I was thinking, oh God, this is it. And it actually turned out quite well. I was very proud of myself, considering I don't make things. It looks a little bit disheveled now, a little bit.
Yeah, we've got it here.
But it's not a bad effort, right?
Yeah, being as though
it's coming off a little bit.
It's over 5 years old now, so I'll just show it to you. So I hope you can see that okay. So and then it's got proper the lines across it to look like the book, and then it opens up, and then the ring was just...
It was in there.
Yeah, so yeah. It's such a cute ring box. I love it.
It's funny, and Up is a film for us that's really special, and we always say we want to go on adventures together, so it made sense, especially because I planned on proposing in Disney. Now, the next step was, as much as we are a same-sex couple, I still am a bit of a hopeless romantic, and I like the idea of asking for the father's blessing, right? So again, couldn't really do that anywhere else except for work. So there's me, meant to be seeing customers, typing up a letter to Andy, which is Nic's dad. The reason I had to do a letter was because he's the busiest person in the world, and there was no way
It's true.
that I would ever get time alone with him to discuss this. Plus, I was super nervous, and a letter made way more sense. So on my company's paper, which had the heading, I think, on it as well, I wrote Andy a letter, and it was quite a long letter, actually. I'm not going to read it to you because, you know.
You did show me once, and it was like a full A4 page essay.
Yeah,
it was really sweet.
I had a lot to say. So I wrote that, and I remember I actually sent it to his work because I didn't want anyone else to see it. So I sent it there, and I remember getting a message, and I checked my phone while I was at work. Naughty, I know, I shouldn't have, but it was in my pocket and I heard it buzz. So I looked, so I was like obviously serving customers, and I saw this text, and it was just from Andy saying something like,
you said it was really blunt, didn't you?
It was really blunt, and it was about like,
he was probably trying to psych you out.
Have you taken your lunch break yet? I need to see you, or something like that. And I was just like, oh no, oh no, that doesn't sound good. So I was like, my anxiety was like through the roof, and I said to work, I was like, Andy wants to see me, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm really worried. So I was like, great, I need to meet with him and talk about this in a car park, and I'm really worried. So we went to a car park literally behind where I worked, and sat in the car and just chatted for ages, and it was so nice. Like, I was really taken aback because I was like, oh, this is a good thing, okay, that's fine. And he was absolutely over the moon, and he said some really lovely things. He is quite soppy sometimes, isn't he?
Yeah,
he has his moments.
He definitely can be when he's not being a wind-up.
Yeah.
I wish I was like a fly on a wall or in the car at that moment, like just to kind of see have that whole conversation.
I'm pretty sure he did say it makes me the butch one, but it's fine. I'm okay with it. So I got the green light. I was ready, and that was the hard, to me, I was like, oh, that's the hard bit done. It wasn't. That was a lie. So yeah, so I was like, right, okay, so the box is done, the dad bit's done, what's next? So the next part was, well, how am I going to do it? You know, it's all very well thinking, oh, I'll do it in Disney, but where? When? Like, there was so much to think about, and I was like, oh gosh. Now, Nic isn't the kind of person that's very showy. I always knew that you wouldn't want me to do it in front of the castle, because there's too many people, you would have got way too overwhelmed, and I knew that.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, and I know that about you. You know, as much as it would have made a perfect photo opportunity.
Great for the photos, not good for the anxiety.
No, and I didn't want to. I wouldn't want the event to be filled with anxiety.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a happy thing. So we were staying at Caribbean Beach, so I thought, I'll do it there. That's nice and private. So in my head, I was like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's all good. I'm ready to go on holiday. So we get to the airport, and I've got the ring in my hand luggage. Now, Andy did advise me to put it in my suitcase because he said it'll be safe and no one will like look at it and get it out and things. But my anxiety was like, no, I can't. It needs to be on me. Now, the ring wasn't necessarily, it wasn't like a proper engagement ring, because we wanted to pick our rings together. We'd already discussed that.
We'd already picked the rings even before we were engaged.
Yeah, and so we got these ones instead, because we wanted matching. And I wasn't going to buy 2 rings because I couldn't afford that. We were going to Disney. I needed spending money. So what I did was I bought, it was more of a band, and I had it engraved. So I took it in my hand luggage, I put it in the box that you've just seen, and I put it in a sock.
Why you put it in a sock?
Because that doesn't look suspicious at all, does it? I put it in a sock to protect it.
And I guess I probably wouldn't look at a sock. I'd be like,
no,
it's
but
just a sock.
She's got spare socks.
Yeah.
That's good. She's normally not this organised. Yeah, so going through security was quite scary. I mean, I don't like going through security as it is anyway, even though I've got nothing to hide. I let you go first, and I was like, go on, you go. And obviously they were looking at it, and they went through my bag and everything was fine. And I was like, oh, cool, brilliant. So we got on the plane and off we went. Now I had no intentions of proposing that day because it was travel day, we were tired, just wanted to enjoy it.
We didn't arrive till I think we got to the resort at 8 o'clock at night, didn't we? So it was quite late.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So I thought the best time to do it is the first day. One, because it means that the rest of the holiday we can be like, we're engaged, and get those engaged badges and stuff, those buttons and things. But also because I couldn't hold it in any longer, and I was like, I need to do it now.
You might have spent the whole 2 weeks getting ready to explode.
Yeah, and all my colleagues at work were the only people that knew, other than your dad. And so they were like, oh, don't leave it too long because we're excited, we need to know what's happening. So it was the first full day. We went to Magic Kingdom, because that was normally our little thing. Let's go to Magic Kingdom first. And I took the ring with me because I wanted to make sure I had it, and I didn't want to be fumbling around at the time.
At this point, I pretty much had no idea. I think a few friends had kind of said to me before going, like you said, if you're going to do it, why not in Disney? So people kind of been saying, oh, maybe you'll get engaged as a joke. And I thought, oh no, that probably won't happen. But
yeah, because I'd been before, but it was your first time, and
yeah,
it was already special, so I thought, let's make it that little bit more special.
But that was definitely not that I was I never assumed at any point that you were going to propose, but there were definitely some kind of ooh, what's going on here? This is suspicious behaviour for you.
What, I'll take the bag?
Yeah, you suggesting to take the bag for the whole day, but you were just insisting on taking the bag the first day, and I was like, oh, that's a bit strange. Okay, fair enough. You've been here before, but
yeah. Yeah. So it was also a fluffy sock. I've just remembered. It was in a fluffy sock. So I had it in our day bag, our day rucksack for the park. And again, we had to go through security. So I let you go first. And all of a sudden I was like, oh God, they're doing bag checks. Okay. So we're doing bag checks, as they always do. I should have seen it coming. And luckily you went through quite quickly because you didn't have the bag. I did. And the guy stopped me and he was like, what's this? And I was like,
try to fix it.
Oh, thank you. And I was like, it's an engagement ring. Please don't open it. She's literally right there. And you were watching, and I was like, oh God, go away. And he was like, oh, okay, no problem. And I was just like, oh my God, okay, wonderful. Could have been anything, but he trusted me in this sock.
It felt like a big box.
I think, I said that there is a box in there. And they probably get it quite often. I mean, they know it's a good place to propose and stuff. So he was like, yeah, it's fine. So when we went, and we just continued the day like normal, and I kept it in my bag because I thought I had an idea of where I wanted to propose in my head, but just in case the moment just happened, I wanted it to be in the bag so it was ready. And it came on all the rides, didn't it?
Splash Mountain.
It went on Splash Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain.
It survived everything. And we were having so much fun. Now I had in my head that I wanted to propose at sunset. Told you, hopeless romantic. So I had that in my head, but us being us, we were running late, weren't we? And
if I remember rightly though, I feel like it was really busy.
It was busy.
We went to get the bus back to Caribbean Beach. I'm pretty sure the buses were really, really busy, and we couldn't get on the first bus, and the line was late, so we had to wait again. And I remember you getting a bit flustered.
I didn't want it to get too late, because I thought if it's dark, you're not going to be able to take any photos or anything. You're not even going to be able to see, especially which I'll tell you in a second, where we actually got engaged. Because of where it was, it had to be fairly lit. So I was like, right, this is not good. So we finally got on the bus. We finally got to the our resort, and outside of our room, it was perfect actually. This bit I didn't plan, but literally outside of our room there was a man-made beach. Now I knew that there were man-made beaches in Caribbean Beach, and that was my plan. I wanted to propose on the beach because we love beaches, and it was really nice and secluded
in front of the big lake that they had there.
The big lake. It's beautiful, and our room just happened to be literally right opposite. We got a great room that time, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Back to that one. So that's where I decided that's the spot. I kind of realised the day before when we arrived, I was like, oh, that's the beach I'm going to do it on. So we got to the beach and I said, oh, let's just go and sit in the hammocks that were on the beach, and we were kind of having a nice time, and And I really wanted to capture the moment, and we only had, this was before we had proper cameras, we only had our GoPro, which was quite an old GoPro, so the quality wasn't brilliant, especially in dark lighting. And I thought, oh, let's pretend to take a picture in front of the lake. So I propped the GoPro up, and I was actually recording. So I wanted to record the whole thing, and we will pop a little bit in.
Blurry footage.
It's really not good.
No, you can still see it though, kind of.
You can, yeah. I
It's a nice memory to have.
It is. So we managed to picture that a little bit. So I propped it on this. I think it was on part of the hammock. It was on like a pole or something. So I propped it on there, and I said, "Oh, babe, let's have a photo." Babe, what are you doing? Come on, let's have a photo. Babe, what are you doing? Come on, let's have a photo. Nic was too busy playing with ducks,
Look,
so I was just like,
ducks are like my favourite animal, and look, the Disney ducks are a thing, and there was, when we'd been in the park that day, there was loads of ducklings, and I actually had some ducklings that come up and peck me on the ankles, which was really cute. But there was like a family, and there was like the mum and the dad, and like a couple of little ducklings, so I was like having the best time ever, like right by the water.
I think that was the best time of our life, you know, it wasn't actually the proposal itself, it was the ducks.
So you were like, come over here, I was like, no, I'm playing with the ducks.
So I just waited. The camera was just rolling.
Yeah.
And I just thought, okay. And then you eventually came over, and I have no idea what I said to you. I cannot remember anything. It must have just been an in the moment thing. And I got down on one knee, and I proposed. And she said yes.
If I remember rightly, I feel like my first response was like, oh my god, is this real? Is this really happening?
Actually, I think you said that.
You were a bit like,
is this real?
You were like, what? What do you mean? Like, of course it's real. You were like, what do you mean? Like, why would this not be real? I think I was just so shocked, like, that it was actually happening. But obviously I said yes, and you pulled out the awesome box.
Oh yeah, I put it in the camera bag. I remember I moved it around actually just before. I think I jumped into the toilet or something before we left Magic Kingdom, and I popped it in the bag with the GoPro. So when I put the GoPro on the pole, I also put that in my pocket. See?
That's good. You're sneaky.
I know.
And then you'd had something else planned as well, didn't you? That also kind of didn't go according to plan, but
hey, it's us. Nothing goes according to plan. I like that.
It was still amazing.
So Disney do these in-room gifts, and I was like, oh well, we're gonna have to celebrate. This is a must. Even though they're ridiculously expensive, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna treat us because I'm made of money. Just kidding, we're saving for a mortgage. But I did it anyway, and I'd ordered, it was almost like, it was a hamper, wasn't it? In the shape of a Mickey tin.
Yeah, we've got a couple of pictures. I'll like insert some pictures.
Yeah.
So you can see.
Oh, he's moving. He's like, no, your butt's too big. There's not enough room for both of us. That's how we talk.
Maui. Okay, here, if you haven't seen him before, this is our cat Maui. You might just be able to see his fluffy butt.
He's like, don't talk about my butt.
He likes to appear in every video.
He does.
So he'll probably be our guest star every week. But yeah, so we've got a couple of things that we've managed to find from like our old keepsakes and stuff. So as you were saying, in the box there was the really cute Mickey Mouse champagne flutes,
which are these, which are absolutely gorgeous. I love them.
Yeah,
we got 2.
They're like
so very happy with those.
A prized possession. And then also, I don't know if you can see that, but this really cute picture signed by Mickey and Minnie Mouse, which is amazing. And obviously we've got the bottle of champagne and stuff to go with the glasses, which we cracked that open first night, and that was really nice.
We did. We did.
Didn't you say you'd ordered it to the room, so it was supposed to, like, obviously you have ordered them as in-room gifts, so you get back to your room and they're already there set up and things. But that quite wasn't the case, was it?
Well, I didn't think about it. So obviously we were of age for alcohol, 22 and 23, but they wanted proof of ID. I don't understand why they couldn't just check the booking and know that we were over the age, but it wasn't there. So I remember walking in and being like, Oh, it's not.
I think you said something like, there'll be a surprise back at the room, and then we got there and you were like, where is it? And then you called up and they were like, yeah, you need to come and show your ID. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, they were like, they brought it up though, didn't they? They were like, we'll try again, because apparently they tried to deliver it earlier that day, but we went in because obviously we were too busy getting engaged. So they were like, oh yeah, we'll come back and we'll bring it, but you have to show ID. So I was just there with my passport, like, there you go. Thank you. But that was fine. And then the next day we got the just engaged buttons, which we wore with pride. And I'll tell you what, it was so nice to have the cast members comment on that. They are lovely, aren't they? If you've got a button on, they're just, everyone was like, oh, congratulations guys. I'm like, oh,
it was like every cast member that we went past like said congratulations, or like asked when we got engaged.
Oh, and we did the Disney villains thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Maleficent.
Club Villain, wasn't it?
Yes, Club Villain. And Maleficent was hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah.
She was being really nice to you, and I was like, alright guys, I'm just stood here.
And she's my fave, so she obviously...
Yeah, and I was like, do you guys want to get a room, or like, you know, no, I'm joking. So, but she was like, she said something like, did you have to fight dragons to get her hand? And I was just like, no, I didn't. And then we obviously had to tell everyone, and work, they didn't know, because we didn't put it on Facebook or anything until a few days after, because we didn't want it on Facebook. We phoned our parents, but work were like, when I got back, they were like, we were worried she'd said no, because they knew that I was proposing on the first day, but they hadn't heard anything for a few days.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're worried.
And I think it was like the next morning after getting engaged, I think we actually kind of like, we had a lay-in for Disney, and I remember being in bed like 8 o'clock in the morning, because it would have been 1 o'clock UK time, and thinking that's a good sort of time for lunchtime for people over here. So we, you know, did a quick
the rounds.
Yeah, a quick FaceTime call and stuff to like our parents and things. So like they all knew. So yeah, we had a bit of a later start that morning, but it was really nice because everyone got really excited and people were crying and
people were so excited for us to come back.
Yeah.
We weren't. We were like loving life.
We didn't want to come back.
But yeah, so it turned out to be really, really nice.
Yeah.
As much as it wasn't showy, but it was very us.
Yeah. I mean, no shade to like people that do have the castle photo and stuff. Like, part of me, you know, part of me loves the idea of the castle photo for the actual picture itself.
Would have been better than a GoPro. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, but I think for the actual like the moment and the experience itself, it just suited us a lot better for having it more like intimate. And then obviously we had our Disney, we called it Disney inspired wedding. It wasn't Disney themed. We had
subtle elements.
Some subtle, some definitely less subtle. Yeah, we had Disney touches literally from start to finish throughout our wedding. And we've already uploaded our Disney wedding highlights fairy tale style video, so check that out if you want to have a little look. We will eventually get our Disneymoon. We were supposed to be going on our Disney honeymoon, obviously just after our wedding. We're lucky that we managed to get married, as we got married literally like days before the UK lockdown, but it did mean we weren't able to do our honeymoon, which is fine. We've been at peace with it now.
It's alright, we planned it for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Because we had a 4-year engagement, so we knew exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah, so we'll get to the honeymoon eventually. That will be coming very soon, and I think we've dropped little nuggets of information, but I think we'll do a full, like, we've pretty much booked everything now. There's just a couple of small tiny little details that need to be finished off and rebooked, and then once that's all done, we'll do like the full disclosure like video of what we've got to look forward to, and hopefully some awesome vlogs coming as well. Like
we'll vlog it all.
The next 6 months is just going to be very exciting, I think. I thought maybe we could do like a fun tag video maybe soon. I don't know if we should do like a tag get to know us or a Disney tag, because, you know, it's got to be Disney.
Let us know. Maybe we'll do a poll on our Instagram.
Yeah.
If you don't follow our Instagram, follow here. And we'll see what you prefer.
If anyone has any like video suggestions, let us know. We are totally up for ideas.
Well, if you like this video, as always guys, like the video, subscribe, click that bell button if you want, and we will see you next time.
See you later.
Stay wonderful. Bye.
Bye.